The Game Awards are a joke. Fuck them. When you don't have enough time in a 3-hour show to properly present all of the awards, you know you're doing something wrong. The Game Awards are not about the awards. It's just a marketing thing for new games, for movies, for bands. It's not about the awards. It's a joke. They can't even get this fucking right. Their own fucking video for the Game Awards on their own website has been blocked because of copyright. 7 of the awards are given out in the pre-show. The pre-show before the official Game Awards. 7 of the awards in the Game Awards are given out in the pre-show. And these aren't like some shitty awards. Technically, most of them are for esports, which don't really matter in the Game Awards. But the fighting game, best fighting game, is given out in the pre-show. Best fighting game. What the fuck? Maybe if they didn't have a million fucking music acts. Look, I like Green Day and I like Churches a lot. But this is the Game Awards. It's supposed to be a celebration about the games and the people that make them and the people that deserve this recognition. But there isn't enough time for that because of the fucking music acts, the fucking adverts for new games, the adverts for fucking movies. It's the Game Awards, not fucking, it's not a fucking, the trailers before the start of a movie in a cinema. But let's actually have a look at some of the clips here. First things first, before I forget about it, because I probably will, because there's a lot here. The new Xbox, the Xbox Series X, they need to change the name. They need to change the name. The Xbox this generation has been, I mean, maybe in the grand scheme of things, it has sold a lot. But compared to PS4, even the Switch has sold more than the Xbox One. And the Switch came out 4.5 years after the Xbox One. That's insane. And I have a real dreading feeling in my heart that this could be another Wii U. The Wii U barely sold anything because it had a marketing problem. People didn't know it was a new console. People thought it was an accessory to the Wii. I live and breathe games every day, and I didn't know this was a new Xbox, the next gen. I thought, oh, they're doing another Xbox One X, like an even more powerful one. No, it's the next generation. This is it. They need to change the name. It looks like an Xbox One. It doesn't look like the next generation. That's scary. That's scary. That scares me. That really scares me. In the pre-show, they did the esports, which I don't think should even be here. Death Stranding won Best Music. Or Best Score. What's the actual... Let's have a look what the actual... Best Score and Music. I feel like there's a real conflict of interest here with Jeff Keighley and Kojima and all that. I personally feel Death Stranding shouldn't have even been here at all. Maybe that's unfair, but I feel like there's a real conflict of interest. And Death Stranding getting Best Score and Music, that just feels dodgy to me. Also, they had Jumanji, an advert for the movie Jumanji, and also you could play as them in the new Dreams game, the people who made Little Big Planet. But isn't there an actual Jumanji game coming out, like a top-down tie-in, movie tie-in game? So that's a bit weird. Also, we have adverts for the Game Pass. Basically, this is just an advert fest for new stuff, trying to sell you stuff, and not an actual award show. Basically just for Games Pass, showing you like games that you can play that have also been nominated. Got this guy out here talking about a new game called Humankind, which I thought was actually Humankind Odyssey, that monkey game, which was really bad. But this looks pretty cool, to be fair. Looks like Civ, I guess, and you get to create your own, like, king or queen. You get to create your own person. This really feels like an E3 press conference with all the world premieres. It doesn't feel like an award show. You got an advert, I guess, for Final Fantasy VII Remake, which at this point, it's been 5 years since they announced it. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about it personally. I know there are tons of people excited about it, but it's kind of a sad state of affairs when the biggest games are remakes of games we've all played 20 years ago, like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, and now this. So the best fighting game was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I haven't played, but it came out last year, but it did come out at the arse end of last year, so I guess it's kind of okay that it's on here because
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It was missed out on. Was it missed out last year? I don't know. Was it actually at last year? I don't know. But I think it's a bit odd to have a game that came out last year on the Game Awards. So to start off the awards show, we have a performance from Churches. Look, I really like Churches a lot, actually. I've listened to a lot of their music, but they really do seem like the go-to band, if you even call them a band. They really seem like the go-to band for the Game Awards. How many times have they been on the Game Awards? And for the music for games. Like, didn't they do a song for Death Stranding? They did a song for Mirror's Edge Catalyst as well. So yeah, probably gonna have to mute this because of YouTube's shit copyright system. So the first award for the official start of the Game Awards is Best Narrative and Disco Elysium, I believe that's how you pronounce it, got Best Narrative. And I believe this only just came out, and I haven't played it personally, but I've heard pretty amazing things about it, so maybe I'll have to check it out in the future. So after that, we have a world premiere for the new Xbox, which I talked about, and then we have a look at the new Hellblade game, which I don't know. I didn't think they would do a new one personally. I thought it was a self-contained story, and I liked it, but it wasn't a very good game. The original. That's the problem. The game wasn't very good. It probably would have been better off as something other than a game, which I feel like is a big problem with a lot of stuff these days, to be fair. But I'm glad I played it. It was memorable. It's only really worth a single playthrough. Doesn't have a lot of replay value. It's a very short game. And, yeah, the combat is just very basic. It was satisfying combat, but it's very basic. It just wasn't a great game. But hopefully with this, they will improve the game and make the game more engaging. A few times throughout the show, they do a segment like this, talking about people from, I guess, worse off places in the world, trying to share their experience through games. Unfortunately, the games look shit. Which, look, I love them. I love what they're trying to do, but my word, the games look bad. The games look real bad. I mean, the first one they showed off in the pre-show. There was a guy who was a refugee trying to talk about refugees through games, and it looked like an endless runner. These games look bad. They look real bad. But bless them for what they're doing. Hopefully, you know, they can get better, and, you know, more people creating games around the world is hopefully should be just a good thing all around. And we just have more and more fucking adverts. Death Stranding, PS4, Switch, Oculus Rift. Yes, it doesn't really feel like a Game Awards show, does it? VR, which only like not even the top 1%, the like 0.5% people can actually play. We have an expansion for Control, which I refunded because it wasn't very good. Maybe I'll try it when it comes out on Steam eventually. Like I said in my previous video, a lot of people haven't played these games because they're not out on Steam yet, and they have a deep hatred for the Epic Games Store. So, yeah. Next, we have an award for the best esports player, and right over my head because I have no idea, know nothing about esports. I'm not one of those people who thinks esports isn't real sports. I just don't care about esports, and I hate how many games are trying to become esports games, even though the games that become esports games happen naturally without trying to force it, and the games that normally try and force it end up failing. So next we have the first official game for the PS5 called Godfall, which I don't know, it's weird that they haven't showed anything on they haven't really officially announced the PS5 like the Xbox has, so it's a bit weird to officially announce a game for it. I'm not sure about this. It's kind of like a cross, I mean that reminds me of Halo, like a sci-fi fantasy thing. I don't know, that structure there really reminds me of Halo. So I mean, it is a pre-rendered CGI trailer, so you can't really take much from it, can you, really? So yeah, more awards that they just shoo off to the side that aren't on the main stage at the Game Awards. So yeah, it's a real shame. It's a real fucking shame. Next we have a announcement for Bravely Default 2, which was I believe a 3DS game originally. I didn't have a 3DS because I thought it was a bit of a joke of a system, personally. My mum had a DS, and I played that a tiny bit. She used to just play all the Professor Layton games on it. I believe it's kind of like an old school JRPG with a lot of grinding, I believe. But Agoo! So next we have some new stuff for Warframe, which I haven't played really. I tried it out. Wasn't really for me personally, but they have definitely supported this game and added some crazy stuff and made it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and expanding on it. So gotta give them props for that. Oh my god, Linus! Oh my god, Linus. I haven't actually seen this bit yet. I like Linus Tech Tips a lot, but again, this is just like an advert for a new monitor. So yeah, feels a bit feels bad, man, but yeah. I always worry about things like this because the internet is just full of assholes, and I just worry that people are just going to be cunts with things like this. But I think I'm always happy to see stuff like this personally. This is some of the best stuff at the Game Awards. I appreciate that they do this every year, so yeah, pretty happy about that. Next we have Magic the Gathering, which is a card game and has insane CGI trailers, even though it's a fucking card game. I don't know. You're probably like, oh my god, what's this? This looks amazing. And then it's like, it's a card game, Magic the Gathering. Obviously, Magic the Gathering is huge, which is why they can afford to have all these CGI trailers, but still. So next we have a thing by Players Unknown? A Player Unknown production, which I'm going to take it as the people who make Players Unknown. It's called Prologue. At first, when I saw it, I thought it was Blair Witch, the Blair Witch game, because it does look like that, but who the fuck knows what that is? So yeah. So next we have Best Art Direction Award, and yeah, Control, Death Stranding. See, this game definitely deserves to be a nominee because it's got a pretty crazy art style. Same with this, but Control and Death Stranding, I'm not sure. Or Sekiro, really? They have like realistic looking art styles. So personally, I don't think those deserve Best Art Direction. Let's see what it is. Control, really? I mean, I guess out of the realistic looking art styles, it has the most unique approach to it, but I don't think it deserves it. I mean, that's the problem with having a people's vote is that they're gonna pick the most well-known games like Control. People aren't gonna pick those indie games, are they? Because they're not as big. So yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword with that kind of system. So next we have some Fortnite stuff. Look, I hate Fortnite, despise Fortnite, but again, you've got to give it to them for the crazy stuff they do with that game. And it's basically just some new Star Wars stuff. So yeah. Next we have Sons of the Forest, which I'm guessing is something to do with the forest. This is the problem with fucking CGI trailers, that you're like, you don't know what they're for. And even when you see the name, you're like, you still don't even know what it is, really. Like, how about you show some fucking gameplay? Or how about you have an actual Game Awards show and make the Game Awards about an hour shorter or 2 hours shorter and do this stuff at E3? How about that? Next, we have a thing for League of Legends. Next. Next, we have another advert for the new Birds of Prey movie at the Game Awards. Games can be so much more than movies, I think. I mean, they're interactive. They can touch you. They can just give you such much more of a better experience than movies, personally. And there's such untapped potential still in the medium. And so, yeah. Fuck off, movies. Fuck off. Go away. Stop. Fuck off. Fuck off. So we have even more adverts. Advert for PlayStation VR. Adverts for Doom Eternal, which should have been out this year, but personally I'm not too bothered because there are too many games that come out and too many games that are way too long and waste your time. And hopefully Doom will not be one of those games, and it will be a good, solid experience that will not waste your time. And I think it's going to be way better than Doom 2016. So yeah, I'm hopeful for it. But again, it's just an advert at the Game Awards. Another advert at the Game Awards. Here we have a safety ad. I don't know what you would call this. To quit vaping. I don't vape, but I'm not sure how bad vaping really is. I mean, I think there's been a bit of a scaremongering, fear-mongering thing going on with vaping because of all those kind of black market vapes that people have been taking and dying, even though they're not legal vapes. Like, they're dodgy vapes. If you just get normal vapes, like proper legal vapes, you'll be fine. It's way better than smoking. I mean, maybe I'm naive, but I'm still surprised that people smoke in 2019. I mean, I grew up around sisters who smoked, and I always hated it. And so, I mean, it's good, but it feels a bit patronizing. But yeah. I mean, I'm against all this stuff, and even I feel like this is a bit patronizing. So we have another advert for a game that's already out. But it is at the awards, so I guess that makes sense. Another very narratively focused game. Heard amazing things, as you can see. It's got amazing reviews. It's on sale, so it is an advert again. Twitter Tweet of the Year. Tweet of the Year. Which, as far as I'm aware, isn't a game. Here we have a behind-the-scenes look at the music in Cyberpunk 2077, which, I mean, I personally love all this kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, but again, why awards? Game Awards? You wonder why you don't have time for the fucking Game Awards when you have all this stuff. So, look, I hate to put the blame on it's not their fault. It's not these people's fault. It's Jeff Keighley's fault. It's the organisers' fault. It's the people who arranged the stuff and what's going to go in the show. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of hate will go towards the wrong people, but maybe not. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. Hopefully people are smart enough to put the blame in the right place for this stuff. And here we have a musical performance by Grimes, which I know nothing about. Kind of odd music to me personally. It's not something I'd listen to, but I'm not one of those old fogies who's like, this isn't real music. But again, why isn't there time for the Game Awards, the actual awards that it's named after, as you can see in the top right-hand corner. And here we have Norman Reedus, again, feels a bit of a conflict of interest, with Death Stranding being a nominee for Game of the Year, and other nominations for other categories. So, yeah, it feels weird, man, it feels weird. But he is presenting the award for Best Action Game. There is Best Action Game and Best Action and Adventure Game, which feels a bit weird. Personally, I would give it to either Astral Chain or Devil May Cry, which I haven't played, but I've heard is really good, and I definitely need to get around playing. Gears 5 shouldn't be on there because of a disastrous launch. It just shouldn't even be on there. And Metro Exodus, a lot of people aren't going to play until next year because it's not on Steam until next year. So yeah, let's see who wins. Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm glad Devil May Cry 5 got it. Personally, I would have been happy with Devil May Cry 5 or Astral Chain. If it was anything else, I would have been pissed. Next, we have a new Dungeons and Dragons game called Dark Alliance. Got a heavy metal trailer going on here. Again, CGI, pre-rendered. Doesn't really tell us a lot about story. I mean, who are these for? People who actually play games? Do they want to see this? They want to see the game, surely, right? People who actually play games. So, yeah. I would hope they would eventually learn, but I don't think they ever will. And oh my god, we are only halfway through this. Fuck me. Next we have one of these spills with Apex Legends, a character from Apex Legends. So, yeah. Great. What about the Game Awards? So much fluff, so much bullshit to appease, I guess, shareholders and sponsors, and really they should be appeasing the people who want to see the Game Awards. The awards go to the people, and see the people who made the games get the recognition they deserve. No? Next we have like an ice hockey game, although it looks like it's set in the Tron universe. Very like hologram kind of stuff. It's called Ultimate Rivals. It's on the Apple Arcade. So, I mean, I've heard actual good things about the Apple Arcade, but again, I've never owned an Apple product in my life. So yeah, I feel like this will be a game that will be forgotten. If I get, what was that game that there was a game that was, it was like a roller derby game where you had to throw the ball into the ring that Ubisoft are making. It reminds me, it kind of feels like it's in that same vein. Here we have a advert for the new Ori game, which looks amazing. I need to play the original. I reckon it'll be right up my alley. The art style gives me Rayman Legend vibes, which is my favorite 2D platformer ever made. So I have no doubt that'll be really good. Look, I love you, Linus, but
very low input lag and this sweet auto game mode
that come on. Adverts. Why are you trying to sell me stuff? It's supposed to be a celebration of the games and the people that make them, not a fucking infomercial for a monitor that how many people are going to be able to afford. I feel like there's a sense of irony with this. Muppets on a Muppet show run by Muppets.
To demonstrate our brand new game.
But I do love Muppets. But still, there's a sense of irony here. And they were here to announce the games for Impact, which is Grease, which is that indie game with the really cool art style that got robbed for the best art and direction. I know very little about this. I reckon a lot of people know very little about it, which is, again, a shame, but yeah. So here we have yet more fucking awards that have been shoved to the side. Best Family Game, which are all the nominees are Nintendo games, which I guess is expected. Luigi's Mansion 3 gets this, which I guess is fair. Personally, I would have given it to Yoshi's Crafted World, but Yoshi's Crafted World, you know, probably didn't sell very well. So yeah. Next we have Best Sports Racing Game, which feels bullshit to put these two together. I mean, sports and racing game. I guess racing is a sport, but racing games and sports games, like football games and racing games. I mean, it's 2 football games and 3 racing games. I just think it's bullshit to put these 2 categories together. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled gets this, which would have been, for me, my pick for this. But they added microtransactions about a month after the game came out, which I called. And it's fucking disgusting to put that in a remake of a 20-year-old game. Fucking disgusting. So for me, that disqualifies it for me personally. Next we have Best Mobile Game, which Call of Duty Mobile gets it, which I guess makes sense because it's Call of Duty. But I haven't played any mobile games this year or any year because I don't play mobile games. So yeah, but I feel like they are possibly getting better from what I've heard, but the problem is all the scummy fucking microtransactions. Next we have a new Wild West type game, very similar art style to a game I played earlier in the year called Rad, which I really liked. It's called Weirdo West. So yeah, interesting name. I like the art style, but we don't really get to see really any gameplay, just, you know, walking about, kind of setting the scene kind of stuff. So be interesting to see what this turns out to be like. We have another crazy, insanely like amazing looking CGI trailer for another Magic property called Magic Legends. So another advert. So many adverts. So many adverts. God, doing this is really wearing me down. Here we have the biggest joke of the year. It's an advert for fucking Stadia. So, yeah. I mean, anyone could have told you that Stadia was going to be a fucking disaster, but maybe no one expected it to be as disastrous as it actually has been. I, for one, want to try the controller out because I think the controller looks very nice, but I don't know what they were thinking. I just don't know what they were thinking. I don't know how they could be so fucking stupid to believe that we're even close to ready for something like this yet. I mean, I just don't. Ugh. How can people be so stupid? How can you be so stupid? How can these billion, trillion-dollar companies be so fucking stupid? So here we have I guess a climate change advert, which I'm all for, but I'm not sure how well the Game Awards audience will take. I mean, Megan Fox, I really don't like Megan Fox. I feel like they could have got a much better person to do this. Look, this is clearly a big problem, but I don't feel like gamers will take this kind of stuff well. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I welcome this kind of stuff, but I do worry about what other people will think. And now we have more adverts. I'm not even joking. How many times have I said the word adverts in this fucking video? And scores to settle. Oh god. Kill me. Kill me. It's not like the Nintendo Switch needs more fucking advertisement, is it? It's selling like hotcakes. And I believe we have another advert for Magic. Is this an advert for Magic? Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Oh, it's another like health and safety advert for Jewel. What the fuck is Jewel? And here we have a new VR game by Twisted Pixel, and it's a beat 'em up basically in first person. Look, VR is amazing in theory, but I don't think it's there yet personally. Too expensive. Like I said, it's not even for the 1%, and it's out now. It doesn't look it doesn't look like something. It's definitely not something that would make you pick up a VR. But as someone who owns VR, I'm not even interested in it personally. So we have Ninja doing the award for best multiplayer game. Ninja. I don't have high respect for Ninja. I don't have any respect for Ninja. I just think he's a bit of a tool. I think he's a bit of a dick, and not much integrity. Yeah. So this category is a bit weird because you've got Borderlands 3, which is a co-op game, not really a multiplayer game. Just feels a bit odd to be put in this category. Let's see what wins it. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 shouldn't be there at all. I mean, that's a crap game. It's been such a shit year for games that even the mediocre games are in the nominees.
Some amazing games, let's be real.
No.
The Game Award
No.
for Best Multiplayer Game goes to...
Call of Duty. It's got to be
It's a lot
Call of
more
Duty.
difficult to open up than you think. Apex Legends.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't played Apex Legends, but it's a free-to-play game, so it feels a bit unfair to the other games, since a lot more people can play it. I mean, I know they had an explosive start, and then they really had trouble keeping the people playing because they just weren't adding enough content and worthwhile content. So I'm not really sure what state it's in. Haven't played it. I don't care about battle royale games. So yeah, just not my type of thing. Not much I can say. Next we have a trailer for a game that I'm pretty hyped for. I don't really get hyped for games, but if I even get a little bit hyped, this would be it. Ghost of Tsushima looks, from what they showed off last year, it feels like it's been ages, actually. When did they show it off first? They showed off, like, an actual gameplay demo that looked awesome to me. It's coming out next year, and I really hope it's good. I really hope it's good. Really looking forward to it, and let's hope it is more than just, like, a Sekiro-type game. For me, from that gameplay demo they showed off last year, it looks like Assassin's Creed in Japan. So hopefully it is that, and it isn't just like a Sekiro type game, because Sekiro, as much as I like it, I'm pretty bored of that style of game at this point. And to go along with that, they have a crazy orchestra to do a musical performance for Ghost of Tsushima. I think it looks pretty... I'm pretty hyped for it, gotta be honest. I'm excited. I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited. I'm really excited. See, look, it looks really good. And, I mean, my favourite game of this year / last year was Spider-Man. So I'm hoping another PS4 game will be pretty up there for me. Unfortunately, I only have a regular PS4, and we are getting to the end of the generation. So let's hope it's okay on that system, on the base PS4. Because I mean, if it was out on PC, I'll be buying it on PC. But fortunately, PS4 only, and let's just hope it runs well on the base PS4, because that's the console that most people have. So if it isn't, then a lot of people are going to have the worst experience, which is a shame. So here we have a Gears of War Tactics game, which looks pretty cool, actually. Who knows? I mean, I don't play strategy games, but I want to start. I used to play strategy games when I was younger. I used to play RTSs because I just liked building my base. I was terrible at them. But I really need to play these games. I'm intimidated by them. I'm shit at them. But I really want to play these games because I know I really like them. And who knows whether it'll be a good strategy game. I mean, these games are hard to make. They're very hard to make and balance and get working right and feeling good. But it's a pretty cool universe to make a tactics game in, so you might check it out. I think it looks really good. 40-hour campaign? What the fuck? I don't know. Is that pretty standard for a tactics game? I don't know. But yeah, I think it looks good, but we'll see if it's just basic or not. If it is very basic, that might be good for me, because I don't play these games, and so maybe a more casual tactics game would be good for me to, you know, get into the genre. I actually thought this was Ghost of Tsushima at first, but it's not. It looks a bit like that, but maybe a bit more cartoony. It's called Naraka. I don't know if it's an MMO or if it's like an actual proper single-player game. It's kind of got that Blade and Soul art style. I think it's called Blade and Soul. But that kind of samurai, Japanese-y type MMO game. Who knows? We shall see. We shall see. But it comes out 2020. Maybe it's just a fighting game? I don't know. And here we have another advert for Magic the Gathering, or just Magic. There's so many Magic properties now that I don't even know. We have an advert for Final Fantasy XIV. It's just adverts. It's just all adverts. I'm getting... It's super draining watching this. I mean, I can't imagine watching this live. I mean, I'm skipping through it here. My God. My fucking God. Just the draining amount of adverts. And here we have like a little piece on a kid talking about depression in Roblox. I mean, I'm all about stuff like this. I love stuff like this. I haven't played Roblox myself. I know it's huge, and I know very little about it, but I'm all about stuff like this. I really like this kind of stuff. I don't know how well the general gaming audience will take this stuff, but me, I really like it. And I want more stuff like this. Is this the right place for it? I don't know. But it's better than nothing, that's what I say. So here we have Best Ongoing Game Award. Apex Legends. I'm surprised Minecraft isn't here. Destiny 2, no. Fuck off. Fuck Destiny 2. Final Fantasy 14. I mean, I think lots of people love that game. Fortnite. Love it or hate it. They do some incredible support for that game. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, another game that they've supported. And it's amazing how many people still play that game. So the award goes to Fortnite, which I think is fair, personally. You know, like I said, love it or hate it, they do support that game and do some insane stuff, and it's insane to see the stuff that they do with it. And here we have a world premiere for a game called 9 to 5, which it's just a fucking CGI trailer, so don't really know what it's about. But it's got this silly shit in it, and then it cuts to like a SWAT member, so it looks like it's going to be like a SWAT style game, like Rainbow Six Siege, I guess. I don't know. You can sign up for the alpha. We just don't know what the game is. What is the game? It's a fucking pre-rendered trailer. What is the game? We don't know. So what's the point? So I think this is the third time I've said this, but here we have some more awards shoved to the fucking side. Esports Game of the Year. What's it gonna be? League of Legends? Yep. Just because of the insane amount of people playing it. This has to be Beat Saber. If it's not Beat Saber, then I don't know what to tell you. I wonder how many people even know that No Man's Sky has a VR mode to it. Right, okay, fair enough, good. Third award, that's just been shoved off to the side in this segment alone. I think it's got to be Ashley Birch, but The Outer Worlds is kind of a niche game, so I doubt. I mean, it's going to be Norman Reedus. It's going to be Norman Reedus. Well, it's still Death Stranding, which again feels like a conflict of interest. Oh, Jesus. We have more adverts. This time for Black Desert Mobile. Fuck me. I don't think this game is very well regarded, let alone the fucking mobile version. Jesus. Another advert for Plague Tale. Hey Linus again, I love you, but this is getting ridiculous. And we have another Magic the Gathering advert. Come on. What the hell, man? So here we have a game that I've never heard of, actually, called Kind Words, which is apparently a game about sending letters to people, nice letters to people, which I guess is cool. That's cool. I mean, that's cool.
All real people, anonymously, online,
that's cool.
Sharing their worries and making each other feel better.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pushing the definition of games is something that I really get excited about.
Because that's the thing, is games can be anything. That's the amazing thing about games, is they can be anything. Oh god, what's this? Oh Jesus. What's this? Dungeon Defenders 2 for mobile? Endless Heroes. Endless World. Oh, it's on Steam. I thought it was a mobile game. Jesus. Oh, it's an advert for a fucking NVMe drive, whatever it's called. Really? Oh, or just for storage devices in general. Wow.
Drive your game.
you joking? And here we have a performance by Green Day. Look, I like Green Day. I know a lot of people have a hate boner for Green Day, but I actually really like Green Day. But this is going to be muted, obviously, because of copyright. I didn't realise it was a music show. I thought it was a Game Awards show, so yeah. And here we have a pre-rendered trailer, yet again, for a new game called New Worlds. Fuck knows what it's about. New Worlds, I guess.
For centuries, many have come.
Oh, it's a fucking pre-rendered trailer. Who the fuck knows what it's gonna even look like? Who knows? Who the fuck knows? And here we have Reggie, who we all love. Obviously stepped down from Nintendo. Presenting Best Indie Game Award. And it is presented by Subway, which is great. Disco Elysium, I reckon will probably get it. Just because I've heard amazing things about it. My Friend Pedro, I liked a lot, but I don't think it's like Game Awards level good. But I did like it. It's good. Oh, it's got to be Untitled Goose Game. They've got to give it to. It's got to be Untitled Goose Game. It's got to be that. If it isn't, I will eat my hat.
All right. And the Game Award.
Please let it be the goose. Let it be the goose.
Disco Elysium.
Oh, well, that's fair, but still, the goose was robbed. The goose was robbed. The goose should have got it. And here we have yet another League of Legends project. So, great. League of Legends will, I guess, slowly take over the world, I guess. Oh, look, we have another advert for Stadia. Great. I mean, Stadia is basically the equivalent of getting coal in your fucking stocking, so I feel like having a Christmas advert for Stadia was a dumb idea, because that joke has probably been made a million times. And here we have Surgeon Simulator 2, which I don't think you would be able to tell from this trailer right up until the end. I think I played Surgeon Simulator for about 3 minutes before quitting out from it, because I fucking just despise the shit out of it. But were people really asking for Surgeon Simulator 2? I don't know, but there it is, arriving 2020. Oh, it's on the Epic Games Store. Oh no. Oh dear. Here we have another advert for the Nintendo Switch.
To explore and adventures to conquer.
Oh my god, how can you have so many adverts? What the fuck? And here we have a surprise announcement, I reckon, for a lot of people. The re-announcement for Wolf Among Us 2. I heard great things about Wolf Among Us, the original, but my problem is that Telltale games aren't games. They're interactive stories. Look, you could say they're amazing, and they probably are, but they're not games. They're interactive stories. I just watch people play them on YouTube, because I'd never play them myself, because you don't play them. Look, maybe I am being a bit of an old fart, okay boomer on this kind of, on this subject, but they're not games. They're interactive stories. They're TV shows that you interact with. You remember the, like, extras you used to get on DVDs? It's that kind of thing. So they shouldn't be games, in my personal opinion. I just watch them. I watch people who I like on YouTube play them, and I get as much, if not more, fulfillment. And here we have Ashley Birch giving the award for Best Game Direction. So, Control. God, they're all the fucking same. You would think they're all the same fucking categories, because they're all the same games are in them. So, Jesus. Resident Evil 2 should not be on here. It's a remake. I feel like it's a bit of, it's like cheating. You're getting like a second chance at getting a game award. Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, and the winner.
Who's it gonna be?
Game direction goes to Death Stranding.
Oh, fuck that. That's bullshit. It's just such a conflict of fucking interest. Fuck Death Stranding. And fuck Hideo Kojima. I don't like Hideo Kojima. People fucking eat his ass. People eat out of his ass and they eat it up. And fuck Hideo Kojima. I don't like him. I personally don't like him. Maybe because everyone else thinks he's the god of gaming, but fuck him.
Thank you.
Maybe it's a bit harsh, but I just think he's a deluded game person, game director, personally. And yet again, we have more adverts. I mean, this could be anything at this point. Elder Scrolls Online, Magic the Gathering, and prepare for a new adventure. I'm guessing it's Elder Scrolls? Yes, from that horn, I would say it's the Elder Scrolls. More adverts. Yay, more adverts. Epic Game Store advert. Oh no, people are going to be pissed off at that. Right, we're getting close. We're getting close to the end. We're getting very close. Very close. Very close. So here we have, I don't remember her name. Fast and Furious lady. And she is here to announce a new Fast and Furious game, which, as we all know, the last one was one of the worst games ever made. I believe it got like 2 out of 10. Like 2 out of 10 review scores. I used to love Fast and Furious, but it's more of an action movie now, you know, with guns and explosions. It's not really about the cars anymore. I haven't watched the Fast and Furious since 4. I like the first 4. I mean, Fast and Furious was probably the first film that got me like interested in cars, but then it's not about, it used to be about the cars, man. It's not about the cars anymore. And this looks pretty dreadful. Who's it made by? Oh, it doesn't look very good. It's giving me like a Way Out kind of vibes, like in the art style department. I'd like to see some, like, have you noticed there's not been a single gameplay trailer for any of these games? I mean, what the fuck? Not a single one. And it's called Fast and Furious Crossroads, coming May 2020, PS4, Steam, Xbox One. Who knows how much it'll be and if it'll be any good or not. Probably won't be. And here we have the big one, Game of the Year. And with an orchestra to play it out, I guess. And for me, it should be The Outer Worlds, because that's the only one on there out of the nominees that deserves it. God knows what it'll actually be. We shall see. Okay, what's it gonna be? It's not going to be The Outer Worlds because it's voted for by the people.
Keep telling me don't lean down. As my daughter would say, Dad, take over your fear. And the game of the year
what's it going to be?
Goes to Sekiro.
Oh, well that is a shock. And I don't think it should be on there because it released in such a bad state. It was a joke. Wow, I don't know how to feel about that. I did not expect that at all. Was that voted for by the people? Wow, that's interesting. Huh. That's a shock. I did not expect that. Wow. Wow, okay. I don't know what to say about that, really. I don't think it deserves it. I think The Outer Worlds should have got it, but The Outer Worlds was never going to get it because it's a niche game. So that's that for the Game Awards 2019 to, I guess, round off the year of games. And it just makes you even more depressed to be a gamer, I guess, because it's just getting worse and worse. Hopefully with the next generation, they will learn their lesson with, you know, microtransactions and live services, but I guess you can't really predict the future, I guess. We'll just have to see what happens. I feel like there was very few games that deserved the awards they got, apart from like Devil May Cry 5 for Best Action Game. And it's disgusting how many awards they shove off to the side, and how many awards they put in the pre-show when it's literally called the Game Awards. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you think I'm being unreasonable. But yeah, big disappointment. Yeah, disgusting. Disgusting amount of advert. It's capitalism for you. It's capitalism gone mad. It's ridiculous. Madness. Bye.